Patrick's Day is just a few short days away, and if you want to embrace all things Irish this week, maybe all things springtime, why not find your roots in a good book? And here with recommendations, our friend Audrey Buller from Joseph-Beth Booksellers. Audrey, it's good to see you.
Always wonderful to be here.
You always have a great stack, so let's just jump right in with the Twyford Code. Am I saying that right?
You are indeed.
Okay.
Okay, I am an evangelist for this book.
Okay, you're spreading the good word.
I am. It's not so much a book about luck as you would be lucky to read this book.
Okay, what's it about?
It's a caper rather than a whodunit. Okay. And it is so clever and so smart. And she fooled me totally. When I got to the end of this, I screamed because I missed it.
Oh, it's got a good twist on it then.
Oh boy, and I love it when a writer gets me.
Yeah, that's awesome. The Twyford Code.
So good, so smart.
Audrey's pushing the Twyford Code. Okay, Empress of the Nile.
Yes, Lynn Olson is one of my favorite narrative nonfiction writers. I've enjoyed so many of her books. And this is a book about a French archaeologist who almost single-handedly spearheaded the saving of all of these Egyptian tombs and relics as the High Aswan Dam was about to cover it all with water. Yes, in the 1960s.
Yeah.
She was going up against President Nasser and Charles de Gaulle to do this.
A couple of names.
Yes, and she had names in her pocket too. She enlisted the help of Jacqueline Kennedy, whose husband was in the White House at that time, to influence Congress. She was able to marshal 50 different countries, I think, to contribute almost $1 billion to disassemble these delicate monuments and statuary and move them to a place where they would be preserved for the people of the world.
Sounds like one of those nonfiction pieces where you're wondering, why hasn't this been made into a movie
Honest
yet?
to God,
because it could be.
And she was fascinating. She fought in the French Resistance during the war. She was something.
Okay. We don't know ourselves.
Fintan O'Toole. Yeah. Great Irish historian, a contemporary Irish historian. He was born late 50s, so he really came of age during the Troubles. And then, his career and, of course, the history of Ireland has moved beyond that. So it's an interesting look at what happened to Ireland during those years and how Ireland has reinvented itself.
Okay.
And, he's a terrific writer.
Okay, great. And then this one interested me because I said, well, how does this fit our theme? Walking Ancient Ohio.
Yes, Buck Niehoff and Hope Taft, who was First Lady of Ohio for some years, they walked to ancient Hopewell mounds throughout Ohio, and that's what's documented in this book. So as I was thinking about springtime, St. Pat's, different observances of the spring, these mounds were constructed 2,000 years ago, and they're totally aligned with the sun and the moon and the stars. And this is something that anyone can do. You know, it's well worth a look.
Well, you've brought spring to mind, so this one's going to bring it home for us, I have a feeling.
You got it. Douglas Tallamy will change your life.
Okay, tell me how.
He is all about native plants, native planting, and bringing the insects and those things that belong in this territory home, whether it's in your backyard, whether it's in a local park and you can bring pressure to bear, whatever it might be. But just how important that is in terms of irrigation, in terms of beauty, and certainly in terms
of our own health, really.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Right. Douglas Tallamy is great. It's just a wonderful book.
Audrey, let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
How many books do you read in a month? See, I've been curious because you tear through a lot of books.
I do. I read for a living, basically.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty lucky person. Oh, I would say on average, probably 5 or 6. So
good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and we love your expertise, and you bring it in here frequently.
Thank you. It's my pleasure and privilege to be able to recommend books.
And what was the one you really? The Twyford Code.
The Twyford Code. Oh, go there.
Yeah. Go there and be amazed by the time you get to the end. Audrey, it's wonderful to see you again.
Nice to see you,
We'll
sir.
see you again soon.